Kayo, Colonel Santiago, I assume that you're aware what happened on September 21. Yung nangyari doon sa People Power Monument and all other areas in the country. Hindi ko pa nakakuha yung inyong feedback doon eh. Do you think it was effective? Is there still more that we can do so that we can help fight and win this battle against corruption?
Yes, marami pa dahil, dito sa ating mga rally, marami pa rin may mga kanya-kanyang isinusulong na agenda eh. One group wants the president to resign para makapasok yung si BP Sara. The other group naman gusto na huwag na makaupo si BP Sara. And during that September 21 rally, we were supposed to speak eh. Hindi ko lang malaman ano nangyari na kami in-invite and then during the program, inalis kami. So hanggang ngayon, hindi na-explain yon. Apparently, saka napansin ko nga pala, doon sa Malacanang, yung mga anti-Marcos naka-block. Dito sa EDSA, yung mga pro-Marcos naka-block din. So, kalaban nila yung grupo ni na General Pokis. So, sabi ko, somebody is, hindi ko malaman kung may script ito. But of course, ang aking napansin at sana mabigyan ng focus, and I hope this will reach the President, Congress, especially Speaker Boji D. Kung sa si Speaker Boji D, nagsabi na kami sa Kongreso ay minali namin ang taong bayan at gagawin namin ang lahat para iwastuyan kahit sinong masagasaan. Si President Marcos, yun din ang gusto. Pero I have yet to hear them saying na they are against political dynasty. And I'm posing this as a challenge to the President and to the Congress to pass an anti-dynasty law. Iyan ang talagang proof na kahit sino ang masagasaan. Hanggat hindi ginagawa ni Presidente Marcos ito ng Congress, hindi kami magtitiwala na taong bayan na sila ay sincero.
Kong Erin, nasabi ni Colonel Santiago na his group was invited doon sa September 21 and then parang disinvited and then I was there also and I noticed there were, parang splinter groups of so many factions. Kayo ba sir as part of this trillion peso march movement, do you welcome yung mga gantong splinter groups in that particular activity and all other activities towards your November 30 second trillion peso march?
Well, just to add to what Colonel Santiago mentioned, no? Also certain, part of civil society organizations that were also part of the People Power rally were not also allowed to speak. So hindi lang anim, kundi maski Tindig Pilipinas dahil si Kiko D was supposed to speak also in the afternoon. He was not allowed to speak.
Okay.
So maraming hindi nakapagsalita. Kaya yun yung nakakalungkot dito. Pero okay lang. Naging matagumpay yung kilos protesta. I would like to mention na I was one of the luckier persons because ang hinawakan na ng programa ng clergy was the afternoon, 1 o'clock downwards. Ako nakapagsalita ng 11:30, no? Kaya pinayagan pa ako na magsalita. So going now to your next question, do we allow other organizations to join? Yes. We welcome them because alam naman natin ang laban sa korupsyon ay walang kulay. Ngayon, ang nagpapaiba lang kung may political agenda yung iba't ibang mga grupo. At yun ang kailangan tayong maging maingat, no?
Follow-up question lang, sir, no? Kasi tama po kayo. I think all of us will agree, walang kulay ang laban sa korupsyon. Pero how can you distinguish whether one group really is espousing anti-corruption and another espousing a political agenda? Parang mahirap i-distinguish kasi, sir.
Well, hindi naman. Para sa akin, maliwanag kung ang ginagawang distinction lang ay mula 2022 hanggang 2025. Klaro, may kulay na yan. Bakit iinto natin mula 2022? Kung babalikan natin yung Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, mismo si Senator Bato de la Rosa nagtanong kay Diskaya kung kailan nagsimula ang mga flood control projects nila, no? Sabi ni Mrs. Diskaya, I think somewhere around 2016. Sagot ni Senator Bato, be specific. 2016 po kami nagsimula. O di, 2016 hanggang 2022. Kailangan tignan rin ho natin yan dahil hindi kapani-paniwala na magiging ganong kalaking assets na na-accumulate ng mga Diskaya kung yan ay 22 hanggang 2025 lang. Nakita nga po natin, kahapon nagkaroon po ng filing sa Department of Justice ng non-payment of tax ang pamilyang Diskaya sa iba't ibang kumpanya na aabot ng 7 billion. No? So that cannot only cover 3 years. That should have covered, that covers maybe more than 3 years, all the way up to 2016.
Going to those non-payment of taxes, no, sir? Hindi po kaya parang nakakapagtaka or tama lang po ba yung proseso na naunang tinignan muna si Diskaya as compared to the other legislators na baka ganun din dapat tignan ng ating BIR?
Well, I think the fact that I attended one Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing, 1 or 2, and I saw people from the BIR serving tax assessments on the different resource persons there. So I wouldn't know. I'm not now aware kung nag-respond itong mga tao or hindi. Pero hindi lamang ang Diskaya ang binigyan ng mga sulat mula sa BIR. Nakita ko nagtuturo yung mga officers ng BIR, yun, pa-receive mo dyan. So they were doing their work. Now, whether they've already accomplished their assessment, I wouldn't know.